Hello friends, let us now learn some important points about peritonsillar abscess, or which is this peritonsillar abscess is also called as quinsy. So what does this peritonsillar abscess or quinsy mean? Here if this is the tonsil and it's a superior constrictor muscle. Okay. If this is the tonsil, this is actually the superior constrictor muscle. Okay. This is the superior constrictor muscle. This is the tonsil. If there is the collection of pus is present between the fibrous capsule of the tonsil, this is fibrous capsule of the tonsil. If there is collection of pus present between the fibrous capsule of the tonsil and superior constrictor, then we call it as peritonsillar abscess. So what is the most common site of peritonsillar abscess? The most common site of peritonsillar abscess is actually in the upper pole of the tonsil, is the most common site of the peritonsillar abscess. Okay, now what is the etiology? Etiology is it occurs as a complication of acute tonsillitis, will progress to peritonsillar abscess. It can also occur de novo without any history of acute tonsillitis. It is most commonly seen unilateral condition seen in 20 to 39 years of age. Unilateral condition seen in 20 to 39 years of age. Here the most common symptom associated, most common organisms involved here are, there can be mixed flora are seen, and also you will see presence of anaerobes and aerobes are also seen in the infection. Even group A beta hemolytic streptococci is also seen in this condition. So what about the clinical features? Clinical features are, here you will see that the patient develops high grade fever with chills and rigors. Unilateral throat pain will be there. The characteristic is presence of hot potato voice will be there, and there will be ipsilateral ear ache. This ipsilateral ear ache is mainly referred by the 9th cranial nerve, and the patient will also present with foul breath. There will be trismus will be there in the patient, mainly due to the spasm of the medial pterygoid muscle will result in trismus. So and there will be painful swallowing or odynophagia will be there. On examination, you will see that if this is the open mouth, so this is the open mouth. Okay, this is the tongue. So right here there is a tonsil, that is quinsy is present. This quinsy is nothing but the pus collection which is present between the superior constrictor muscle and the tonsil. Now because of that this is the pus conduction which is seen. Now the tonsil is pushed medially and uvula is deviated, and this is the normal. Okay, so this is how you see. So here what are you seeing on examination? Tonsillar pillar and the soft palate and even the swollen are swollen in the involved side, and the tonsil is actually pushed medially. Uvula is also pushed to the opposite side. Uvula is also pushed to the opposite side, and you are seeing that bulging of soft palate occurs because of the collection of pus. Pus will also be seen in soft palate also. Mucopus is collecting the tonsillar area, and you will also see enlargement of cervical lymph nodes will also be seen in the patient. In the patient, you will see enlargement of cervical lymph nodes will be seen in the patient. Then torticollis occurs. Patient tries to keep tilted to the side of the abscess. So in this patient, he will tilt to this side. He is tilted to the right side here in this patient because he will try to tilt to the same side of the abscess. Okay, then this is peritonsillar abscess clinical features. Now what are you going to treat? How are you going to treat the patient? Treatment is you will do hospitalization and give the general treatment like IV fluids, antibiotics and analgesics are given, but the best treatment is you will have to do incision and drainage should be done. So the bulging, if the bulging is in the soft palate, or if the bulging is in the soft palate, or if after giving antibiotics you have given antibiotics and all the analgesics, all those are given for 24 hours, if there is no response, then that is when you start doing incision and biopsy. Then you should give incision is given here the two, how are you going to give incision? In incision and drainage, you should actually give stab incision. Okay, how are you going to give a stab incision? First and foremost, you will draw an imaginary horizontal line from the base of the uvula. This is base of the uvula. From this, you will draw an imaginary horizontal line from the base of the uvula, and then you will draw one more vertical line along the anterior pillar. So this horizontal line should intersect with the vertical line drawn from the anterior pillar. Okay, now that this is one incision which can be given, or you can also give an incision on the point of maximum bulge. You can give an incision. Now here you should do incision and drainage, and after incision and drainage you can do tonsillectomy also. The tonsillectomy which you do in quinsy can be of two types. One, you can do interval tonsillectomy can be done, or we have hot or abscess tonsillectomy is done. Hot or abscess tonsillectomy is done. In interval tonsillectomy, it is done 6 weeks after quinsy. You do tonsillectomy of operation. In children, it is done after one attack of quinsy. In adult, it is done after 2 attacks of quinsy. Then we have hot or abscess tonsillectomy. This is in hot or abscess tonsillectomy. It is mainly performed in acute stage, and it is not preferred. As this hot or abscess tonsillectomy, it can lead to septicemia, and it can result in hemorrhage. Because it causes septicemia and hemorrhage, it is not preferred in anyone. Okay, this is about quinsy. Thank you.